4-point of awareness. Now doing nothing. Now doing nothing. Living into that state of awareness. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside, know your experiences. Bring the hands down. How are you, Sophie? Thanks to the internet.
I am good, Girish. During the when we were focusing on the heart, I could feel like this expansion.
That's
and
good.
When we did it in the belly button, I was feeling like this energy going up. Yeah.
Yes, it's a perfect meditation because the belly center is the center of energy, center of action. You rightly felt. And expansion brings an end to the identification in the heart. Beautiful. How are you, Michelle? Thanks for returning.
Thank you, Acharya. I missed everyone. This was not my finest meditation session. It was nothing that with you or anyone else. I have a difficult time positioning myself outside of physical pain, and where I was seated was close to the TV, and it just was very distracting, even with headphones on.
Distracting. You
So
know,
sorry.
Today I just briefly talked about the grief. No issue. There are 9 obstacles, hindrances on the path of meditation. That's what we are going to take up in the following sessions. So once you understand it clearly, you have a right knowledge. Here is an obstacle and here I have to get rid of it. You will always succeed. How are you, John?
Okay, Girish, this will not sound very profound, but this meditation makes me realize that the mind itself is the biggest obstacle to meditation, at least for me.
I like it. So after realizing that the mind is the greatest obstacle, I love you, John. You didn't say Sophie is the greatest obstacle. Mine is mine is the greatest.
No, I would not dare say that.
Very good. You dare. I also dare not to say what about you. So But yes, having said that, you understand that that is what we are going to understand, how this mind is the greatest obstacle. It is basically the content of the mind, the way the mind behaves, the way the mind acts, because of non-thinking, one, and because of ignorance is the greatest obstacle.
Right. Right.
You are listening to me, so how the mind can be an obstacle? It is the same mind which is listening. See that? So what we do, we say, what is the mind that is impure is the greatest obstacle. What is the mind that is pure is a helper. So mind is a helper, mind is a barrier. So twofold. This is how the masters understand. So we are going to understand these 9 obstacles. In the following session, I will give you a summary and I will make you realize the way the mind thinks, it causes an obstacle. So the very thinking has to be changed. We are going to do it, don't worry. Thanks. How are you, Anne? It's okay. Don't say your computer is an obstacle. The mind is an obstacle.
Yes. Yes, so, the mind is always an obstacle. But if you concentrate of it, that's an obstacle, makes it worse. So you just let it go and
Let it go.
try to overcome it.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, once you see it as a big problem, it's difficult to deal with it with the mind.
Yes, it is our mind and it is difficult to deal with.
So anyway, I had a good meditation and I've been calm. You calm
That
now.
is good. That is good. You had a good meditation. I'm going to touch upon a little bit on grief, as Charlie asked. So first, let me have the experience from the meet. How are you?
I'm excited because I was teaching online today and the same thing happened to me.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, this class is ruined. It's over. Forget it.
Yeah.
So when it happened for you, that wasn't true at all. I was able to come back. I thought I'll never get back to where I need to be.
Yeah.
But as soon as, we went through the meditation, I'm back again.
You are touching. I like it. You are touching the very, you did not allow the mind to remain as a barrier or an obstacle. That is what I did. I said, no, let me go find out, disconnect, connect it again. Then I saw, oh, here lies the problem. I found it, connected it, and it is working. Yes. How are you, Charlie?
Hello. At the beginning of the meditation, I felt a lot of sadness and tears. And then something you've been saying over the week struck me about it's not got anything to do with being intelligent. It's about just knowing or not knowing. So I just decided to trust and I just listened to your instructions and see where that took me. And I can't really explain it, but I was in a completely different place, but I wasn't.
So that different place was, that different place was stressful or peaceful?
Peaceful.
Good. I like it. That's good. First part of the grief, we will record it. In second part, like I'm also an American, so a lot of people do it bragging and ultimately see I was suffering and now I came out of the suffering. So here is, that is why you should learn from me. That's not my approach. So my approach is, so first part that I will explain about the grief from the real life story of Buddha. You need not to believe me. I don't think anything. Everything comes from teachings of the master. So the son of a mother died and the mother approached Buddha. Buddha, I heard about you. You are a greatest monk and a master. You are a realized. We know that you have lot of miracles. So please make my son alive. Now imagine if any mother approaches us, how we deal with it. If the mother is crying, we will also cry. We will hug the mother, isn't it? That is our approach. Now question is this approach right or wrong? That needs to be understood. So Buddha remained calm. So now I'm giving an Buddha remained calm. He did not grieve with the mother. He said, Mother, go to every villager's house where I'm staying, knock the door, and ask every family, if no one died in their family, I will make your son alive. My dear Charlie, this is the highest compassion we talk about in Eastern wisdom. We directly hit the mind to the absolute truth. Was Buddha crazy according to our own understanding? If he is crazy, then we are wise. Let us continue to suffer and grieve. Mother actually went to all the villagers. So when she was moving and knocking the door to every villager, during that period, her wrong notions in her own mind dissolved. So Eastern wisdom guides you how to remove the ignorance. And mother returned. Not possible. Mother became one of the great monk in the tradition, in the Buddhist tradition. That is one way to understand how the Eastern wisdom works. We do not stop only at the surface level of understanding someone died in my family, so I have to grieve. Are you understanding? I'm becoming little tough to the mind. I do not understand now the second part of the story. When I was in India, in Delhi, in capital, living my neighborhood, and that woman was bubbling always with energy, smiling, laughing, had 2 kids. I have never seen her crying at any time. Nothing to be serious, Sophie. We are understanding. It's a knowledge. It's a wisdom. So one day I reached home and I saw she is crying so loudly. I couldn't believe. A woman always bubbling that I have seen her for almost 20 years since my childhood. And I said, what happened? So I went to her house and I saw that her father-in-law died and the body was lying there and she was crying so loudly. I caught her hand and took her to the other room. I said, what the hell you are doing? I never saw you crying. Can you think what she told me? She told me every older who approached our house today, they said you have to cry because someone died in your family. So that is why I was crying. I said, go ahead, continue crying. No problem at all. No problem at all.